Good morning, students. This is the second video of series. In first video we discussed about what is series, what is the sequence of partial sums, convergence of a series, and Cauchy criterion for series. These four topics we discussed in series video 1. In this video we discussed about how to find the given series is convergent or divergent. The series part 2 we discussed about how to find the given series is convergent or divergent. Already in first video I told, if you want to know about the series is convergent or divergent, first we take sequence of partial sum of the given series. For finding the given series is convergent or not, we take the sequence of partial sum of the given series. Why? In series we have infinite terms. This is difficult to find the given series convergent or divergent. So we take limited terms, that means partial sums. We call it as sequence of partial sum. After taking sequence of partial sum, we find limit of that sequence of partial sum. If limit is a real number, that means the sequence of partial sum is convergent. If limit is plus infinity or divergent, we call it as divergent sequence of partial sum. Based on this result, we say the given series is convergent or divergent. If the sequence of partial sum is convergent, we say the given series also convergent, otherwise divergent. To find the given sequence, the sequence of partial sum is convergent or divergent, we have some methods. By using these methods, we find the sequence of partial sum is convergent or divergent. After that, we write the given series is convergent or divergent. See here, what is the first method? Geometric series. These are the methods to find the series is convergent or divergent. So first method is geometric series. What is geometric series? See, a series of the form summation n equals to 0 to infinity a into r power n is called infinite geometric series or geometric series. If the given series is of the form, which form? That is summation n equals to 0 to infinity a into r power n. Then we call it as geometric series. In this series, how many terms are there? For what is the value of n? Here n equals to 0 to infinity. So we have infinite terms. So we call it as infinite geometric series. First we have a series of this form. Now we find that this series is convergent or divergent. So for that I take sequence of partial sum. Partial sum is some part of the given series. The partial sum contains finite terms only. See here, this is the given series. Which form? The given series in the form of geometric series. First I write the terms in geometric series. Put n equals to 0, what we get? A into r power 0 plus a into r power n plus a into r power 2 and so on, infinite terms. That implies what are the terms are there? A plus ar square and so on, infinite terms. Now I take the partial sum of the given series. Let Sn is the partial sum of the given series. Sn equals to summation k equals to 0 to n a into r power k, where k is from 0 to n only. That means finite terms. This sequence has only finite terms. Now I write the terms of this partial sum. See, what are the terms are there? What is the value of k from 0 to n? So I put first 0. We get a into r power 0. That means ar square plus and so on. What is the last term? Put k equals to n. We get the last term, that is ar power n. This is n. Okay. This is the last term. First term ar plus ar square and so on, ar power n. Now I take a is common. And then what is the remaining terms? a into 1 plus r square plus and so on, r power n. This is also n. This is the terms in that partial sum. Now, so what is the value of a into 1 plus r square plus and so on r power n is a into, see, a into 1 minus r power n plus 1 by 1 minus r. This is the value of the partial sum Sn, okay, where r not equals to n. Why? If r equals to 1, what is the denominator here? 1 minus r. If r equals to 1, what we get? 1 minus 1. This is 0. If in denominator, if you have 0, what is the value of that fraction? Infinite. So here r not equals to is the 1 is the condition. This is the value of the partial sum of the given series. What is the value of given partial sum of the given series is a into 1 minus r whole power n plus 1 by 1 minus r. See here, there is a proof. First, see here, this is the partial sum of the given series. Now I multiplied with 1 minus r. See here, first I write the partial sum of the given series and multiplied with 1 minus r. What we get? 1 into summation n equals to 0 to n a r power k equals to summation n 0 to n a r power k minus summation a k equals to 0 to n a r power k into r, means a r power k plus 1. Okay, is it clear? First we multiply with this series sequence with 1, we get same, minus next we multiplied this sequence with r, so we get a r power k into r, that means a r power k plus 1. Now we have two partial sums. Now I write the terms of these two partial sums. See, in first sequence, what is the value of k from 0 to n? First I put k equals to 0. I get see here. First I put k equals to 0. What we get? A r power 0 plus next 1 a r power 1 plus a r power 2. What is the last term? For put k equals to 1 n, we get the last term a r power n. This is the terms of in first sequence. Next, what are the terms? First I put k equals to 0 in k place. First put 0 in k place. What we get? A into r power 0 plus 1. A into r power 0 plus 1. Next, a into r power 1 plus 1. See, see. Here we have a into r power k plus 1. First I put k equals to 0. So I write a into r power 0 plus 1. Next I put k equals to 1. So I write a into r power 1 plus 1. A into r power 2 plus 1. A into r power 3 plus 1 and so on. What is the last term? A into r power, what is the value of last value? A into r power n plus 1. Okay. What is the last but one value of k? K equals to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Last term is n. What is the last but one term? That is before term of n is n minus 1. I write this value also. See here I write here a into r power. I put k equals to n minus 1. So n minus 1 plus 1. Okay, is it clear? In this sequence I write k equals to n minus 1 also. So what I write here? A into r power n minus 1 plus 1. And then I write the last term. What is the last term? A into r power n plus 1. Is it clear? 0, k, what are the values of k? 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. What are the last terms? N minus 2, n minus 1 and last term is n. We don't need n minus 2. Here I write n minus 1 and nth term. See here, n minus term is a into r power n minus 1 plus 1. Nth term is a into r power n plus 1 terms. Next, a into r power 0 is ar square and so on, ar power n minus into ar minus into ar square minus into here minus 1 and plus 1 also are cancelled. What we have here? Ar power n minus into ar power minus ar power n and last term is minus into ar power n plus 1. Here cancel the terms. What we get here? ar square, ar power, and all terms are cancelled. What are the remaining terms? First term a and last term minus ar n plus 1. See here. What we have here? First term is a and last term is minus ar power n plus 1. Now I take a common. Then what are the remaining numbers? If you take a common, what we have here? 1 minus r power n plus 1. Which one? How can you see here? What is the value of this one? By multiplying both these two values, we get these values. What are they? Summation k equals 0 to n a into r power k into 1 minus r. The value is, we get what? A into 1 minus r n plus 1. Now I take r minus 1 into RHS. So we get summation k equals to 0 to n a r power k equals to a into 1 minus r n plus 1 by r minus 1 is in denominator by r minus 1. This is the value of the sequence of partial sum. So first we find the value of sequence of partial sum. Now we have to find the limit of this sequence of partial sum. If the limit value is real number, that means it is convergent. If the limit value is plus infinity or minus infinity, it is divergent. See next. See here. Now we find the limit of the partial sum. We always find the limit at n tends to infinity only. So I write limit n tends to infinity Sn equals to what is the value of the sequence of partial sum? Already we find here a into 1 minus r n plus 1 by 1 minus. So I write limit n tends to infinity a into 1 minus r n plus 1 by 1 minus r. This is the limit of the sequence. The first condition is if mod r less than 1. Mod r means positive value. Here what is the geometric series? Summation n equals to 0 to infinity a into r power n is the form of geometric series where a and r are real numbers. A and r are real numbers means positive or negative or any number. But here we take mod r less than 1 means r is positive or negative. But we take mod r means only positive value. Mod r less than 1 means what is, if value is a positive value, see here, if mod r less than 1 means the value of r between 0 to 1 only. Mod r means positive value. The positive value less than 1 means that value lies between 0 to 1 only. If less than 0 means it is negative. Greater than 1 means more than 1, 2, 3, 4. But we take only mod r less than 1. That means the value of r lies between only 0 to 1. 0 to 1 means what is the value? What are the numbers between 0 to 1? 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 6, 7, 8. Any number we take, we write only in form of 0 point something. That means 0.1 means 1 by 10. 0.2 means 1 by 5, 1 by 4, 1 by 3, 1 by 100, 1 by 1000 like this. That means we have in numerator place only 1. In numerator we have 1 only, and denominator any number we write. This any number in this form we write 1 by n form. This lies between 0 to 1 only. So the value of mod r is less than 1 means r is in the form of 1 by something number. Then what is the value of r power infinity? If r equals to 1 by 20, then what is the value of r power infinity? 1 by 20 whole power infinity. That implies 1 power infinity means 1 by 20 power infinity means infinity. That means 1 by infinity, that means 0. That if mod r less than 1, then the value of r just like 1 by some number. Then I find the value of r power infinity. What is the r power infinity? 1 power infinity by some number power infinity. That implies 0. So if mod r less than 1, then the value of r power infinity is 0. r power infinity is 0. When the r power infinity is 0, if mod r less than 1, this is the condition. See here, now find the limit for the sequence of partial sum. What is the value of the partial sum? Limit n tends to infinity a into 1 minus r n plus 1 by 1 minus r. Now I put n equals to infinity in that equation. If you put n equals to infinity, what we get here? A into 1 minus infinity, sorry, r power infinity plus 1. That means infinity, r power infinity by 1 minus r. What is the value of r power infinity? If mod r less than 1, then r power infinity equals to 0. So we write here 0. 1 minus 0 means 1. That means a into 1. A by 1 minus r is the answer. Is it clear? If mod r less than 1, the value of r is always like 1 by some number n. Now I find the r power infinity. R power infinity means 1 power infinity by n power infinity. 1 power infinity means 1. N power infinity means infinity. That means 0. So for r less than 1, the value of r power infinity is 0. So I write here 0. I get the value of a by 1 minus r. Where a and r are? What is the value of a and r? Real numbers. If a and r real numbers, then what is the value of a by 1 minus r? It is also a real number. So the limit value of the sequence of partial sum is a real number. So it is convergent. Okay. The sequence of partial sum is, the limit of the sequence of partial sum is real number. Therefore, the sequence is partial sum is convergent. Then automatically what we write? The given series is convergent. When it is convergent? If mod r less than 1, it is convergent. If mod r greater than 1, that means greater than 1 means 2, 3, 4, any large value. What is the value of r power infinity? If mod r greater than 1, that means r equals to 2. What is the value of r power infinity? That means 2 power infinity is infinity. See, if mod r greater than 1, we write a into 1 minus r power infinity. That means some 2 power infinity, 3 power infinity, 100 power infinity. What we get? Infinity by 1 minus r. If you have infinity in numerator, what is the value of that one? Infinity. Therefore, the limit value of Sn is infinity. That means what we write here? The given series is diverges. If mod r less than 1, the given series is convergent. If mod r greater than 1, the given series is divergent. This is geometric series. The given series of the form a summation n equals to 0 to infinity a into r power n is called geometric series. If the series in this form, how can you find this series is convergent or not? If r is less than 1, we write the given series is convergent. If mod r is greater than 1, the given series is divergent. Just it. First we find what is a, what is r in that given series. After that we compare the value of r with 1. If less than 1, it is convergent. If it is greater than 1, it is divergent. Just see here, one example is there. See, summation n equals to 0 to infinity 1 by 2 power n. What is the series here? Summation n equals to 0 to infinity. In geometric series, the n value should be lies between 0 to infinity only. Here also we have the summation n equals to 0 to infinity. Okay, next we have a into r power n. Which form we have? A into r power n. But here we have only 1 by 2 power n. So I write 1 by 2 power n as, so I write 1 by 2 power n as 1 into 1 by 2 whole power n. Is both are same or not? 1 into something is same. 1 by 2 power n is equals to 1 power n means 1. 2 power n means 2 power n. So both are same. So I write the given sum like this: 1 into 1 by 2 whole power n. So this is in, now this is in geometric form. Summation n value is also 0 to infinity. What is the a here? Where a is equal to 1, and r power n. Where what is the r here? 1 by 2. But r equals to 1 by 2 means r less than 1. So the given series is convergent series. Okay. Next. Here also same. Summation n equals to 2 to infinity 1 minus 1 by 3 whole power n. Here also what we write here? 1 into 1 by minus 3 whole power n. Okay, already it what will 1 see here 1 into 1 minus 1 by 3 whole power n, where a equals to 1 and r equals to minus 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 3 means less than 1, so it is convergent. But why I do all these steps here? Tell me. Tell me. See here. In first example we write. See, in first example, just we write 1 into 1 by 2 whole power n and compare the r value. If less than that, it is less than 1, so we write convergence. But here also same. Here also just we write 1 into minus 1 by 3 whole power n, where r equals to minus 1 by 3, that is less than 1, so it is convergent. But why I do all these steps here? Tell me. What is the difference before sum and this sum? If you compare with geometric series, the series should be, the summation, the value of n should be from 0 to infinity. But what is the value of here? The value of n starts with 2 to infinity, not 0 to infinity. Where n equals to 2 to infinity. So this is not in geometric series. This is not the geometric series. So we have to change this summation n value from 0 to infinity. See here. See, let given n equals summation n equals 2 to infinity minus 1 by 3 whole power n. Now I write all the terms in this series. Put first n, I put n equals to 2. Why? The value of n starts from 2 to infinity, so I put n equals to 2. What we write here? Minus 1 by 3 whole square. 2 after 3 minus 1 by 3 whole cube. After 4 minus 1 by 3 whole power 4 up to infinity terms. Tell me what is the value of minus 1 by 3 whole square? 1 plus 1 by 9. Next minus 1 by 3 whole cube minus 1 by 27. Next 1 by 81. After that minus 1 by 243 and so on up. Now I take 1 by 9 common. After taking 1 by 9, what is the value of first term? 1. Next 9 3 ja 27, 9 9 ja 81, 9 27 ja 243 and so on. Now I write 1 by 9 outside and I put these remaining terms in summation form. See, what is the summation of these terms? Summation n equals to 0 to infinity minus 1 by 3 whole power n. Is it right or not? First check. Put n equals to 0 in this. What we get? Minus 1 by 3 whole power 0. That implies 1. Next, put n equals to 1. Minus 1 by 3 whole power n. Minus 1 by 3 whole power n minus 1 by 3. Next, put n equals to 2. That means minus 1 by 3 whole square. That means plus 1 by 9. Similarly, minus 1 by 2 and so on. So, I write summation n equals to 0 to infinity minus 1 by 3n instead of these all terms. Now, I write first summation n equals to 0 to infinity. After that 1 by 9. After that minus 1 by 3 whole power 9. Now, it is in geometric form or not? N value is 0 to infinity. This is A. This is R. So, now this series is in geometric form. Next, now we write the value of A and value of R. A is 1 by 9 and R is 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 3 means less than 1. So, the given series is geometric convergent series. First we check the given series is in geometric form or not. Geometric form means in summation the n value should be from 0 to infinity only and some constant A. If constant is not there, what we take? A is 1 and R power n, where R is any real number but we have power n in power. Okay. Next, this is the geometric series. Next method, comparison test. Compare means we take two sequences and compare. See here how to compare. Let summation an be a series. Here we take two series. First series is summation an. An is a series. and an greater than or equal to 0 for all n. If summation an is convergence, the series what we take here, summation an, it is a convergent sequence, okay, series. And mod bn less than or equal to an. Now I take another sequence series. Which series? Summation bn is another series. First I take a series summation an. Which type of series is? Convergent series. Now I take another series summation bn. Now I compare an and bn. What is the relation between an and bn? Bn is less than or equals to an. That means an is larger than bn. An and bn are two series, but an is larger than bn, and we take an is a convergent series. If larger series is convergent, automatically the smaller series also convergent. That implies we write summation bn is convergent. First I take two series an and summation bn, where an is convergent and greater than or equal to bn. Then automatically we write bn also convergent. Next, now I take summation an and it is the value of summation an is plus infinity. That means summation an is divergent series. And I take another series summation bn. Then what is the relation between bn is greater than or equal to an? That means bn is larger than an. That means an is smaller, but the an is smaller and divergent. If smaller series is divergent, then automatically the bigger series also divergent. See here, summation an is divergent. Plus infinity means divergent, and bn greater than an, so bn is also divergent. This is the comparison test 2 rules. Here we take two series. If one is convergent and greater than another, then automatically another series also convergent. If one is divergent and smaller than another, and another also divergent. This is the comparison test. Next test, P series test. See, the series of the form summation n equals to 1 to infinity 1 by n power p is called P series. Geometric series models. What is geometric series? Summation n equals to 0 to infinity a into r power n is called geometric series. Here summation n equals to 1 to infinity, not 0 to infinity, 1 to infinity 1 by n power p is called P series. If p less than or equals to 1, the given series is diverges. If p greater than 1, the given series is convergent. Where is p? N power, the number what in n in power place we call p. We take p. If p less than or equal to 1, the given series is divergent. P greater than 1, the given series convergent. First we should remind this form. The given series of the form summation n equals to 1 to infinity 1 by n power p. See example, summation 1 by n. Summation 1 by n. Just give summation only. Summation means here we take n equals to 1 to infinity. Automatically we take n equals to 1 to infinity. Okay, there is no problem. What we have here? 1 by n. Compare with 1 by n power p. Summation same. In numerator we have n 1, and denominator we have n power p. Here we have n power what? 1. That means what is the value of p here? P equals to 1. P equals to 1 means first p less than or equal to 1. So the given series is divergent. For p equals to 1 and p less than or equals to less than 1, p1 less than 1, p equals to 1. It's for both. In both cases the series is divergent. We write for only p greater than 1, the given series is converges. Okay. Summation 1 by n, the value of p equals to 1. So from this we write given series is diverges. Next, summation 1 by root n. 1 by root n means summation 1 by n power 1 by 2. What is the value of p here? N power 1 by 2. So p equals to 1 by 2. Here also p less than 1. So it is also diverges. Next, summation 1 by n square. What is the value of p here? 2, greater than 1, so it is converges. Next, summation n root n. N root n means n power 1 into n power 1 by 2. Bases are same. Then power is 1 plus 1 by 2. That means n power 3 by 2. What is the value of 3 by 2? 1.5. So greater than 1. So it is also converges. Just we found p value. If p value is less than or equals to 1, it is diverges. If p greater than 1, it is converges. Simple. See here we have a problem. See here. What we have to find here, summation cos square n by n square is convergent or divergent. Or check the convergence. Check the convergence. What here we find the given series is convergent or not. See here. Summation cos square by n. Given let summation a n equals to summation cos square n by n square. This is our series. What is the value of cos t? What are the in trigonometry, the value of cos x always lies between -1 and 1. You know, in trigonometry, the value of cos x or sin x always lies between -1 and 1. For any angle, we take any angle, we get the value of that angle is between -1 and 1 only. What is the value of cos 30? Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. That means 0.8 something. What is the value of 1 by root 2? That is 0.7 something. What is the cos 60? 1 by 2 means 0.5 something. That means for any angle, the value of cos x and sin x also lies between -1 and 1 only. So I write -1 less than or equal to cos x less than or equal to 1. Now I take square value. That means square, square, square. What we get here? -1 square means 1 less than or equal to cos square x less than or equal to 1. That implies we get cos x cos square x less than or equals to 1. If -1 less than or equal to cos x less than or equal to 1, then what is cos square x is less than or equal to 1. See here. Here what we have here, cos square n. So I write, but we know cos square n less than or equal to n for all n belongs to n from this one. Okay, is it clear? First I take value of cos square n. Cos square n value always less than or equal to 1. Now I divide cos square n with n square. So I write by n square on both sides. That implies cos square n by n square less than or equals to 1 by n square. Here cos square n by n square also a series and 1 by n square also a series. That means we have two series here. Now I find the series 1 by n square, summation 1 by n square is convergent or not. Which method we use it here? Which method we will use? P series test. See here. Already we found 1 by n square. By P series test, what is the value of P here? 2. That means greater than 1. So summation 1 by n square is a convergent series. Already we did it here. See. Okay. Same. First I take the value of cos square n. Cos square n value is less than or equal to 1. After that I divide with n square on both sides. I get two series. What are they? Cos square n by n square and summation 1 by n square. Now I am going to test 1 by n square is convergent or not. By using P series test, summation 1 by n square is convergent series since where P equals to 2 greater than 1. Okay. Now see here, there are two series. Which is bigger, which is smaller? 1 by n square is bigger than cos square n by n square and it is convergent. If a series convergent and larger than another series, then automatically what we write? By comparison test, cos square n by n square also convergent. Okay, here we have two series, cos square by n square and 1 by n square. Which is larger series? 1 by n square is the large series and it is convergent. If large series is convergent, automatically small series also convergent by comparison test. See here, given summation an is cos square n by n square. We know cos square n less than or equal to 1 for all n belongs to n. Now I divide with n square on both sides. Now I check 1 by n square is convergent or not. By p series test, 1 by n square is convergent. And what is the relation between two series? Cos square n is less than or equal to 1 by n square. So by comparison test, 1 by n square also convergent. Okay, clear? Next, summation n equals to 2 to infinity 1 by log n. Here what the function is there? 1 by log n. Do you know? But we know, first let summation an is summation n equals to 2 to infinity 1 by log n. Now, but we know log n is less than, always less than n. That means log 2 is less than 2. Log 3 is less than 3. Log 4, value of log 4 is always less than 4. Similarly, what we write? Log n is less than n, where for all n greater than or equal to 2. Why? Here the value of n starts from 2 to infinity. So we write n equals to 2. So we get equal and up to infinity, that means greater than. So we write n greater than or equal to 2 here. That log n always less than n. Now I take 1 by log n. See, log n greater than n. Then 1 by log n is log n less than n. That implies log n greater than 1 by 9. 3 less than 4. That implies 1 by 3 greater than 1 by 4. Tell me, 2 less than 3. Okay, then what is the value of 1 by 2 and 1 relation between 1 by 2 and 1 by 3? 1 by 2 means 0 to 5. 1 by 3 means 0 to 0.6. 2 less than 3, but 1 by 2 0.3. Sorry, 1 by 2 greater than 1 by 3. 1 by 2 means 0.5. 1 by 3 means 0.3. 1 by 2 greater than 1 by 3. Similarly, log n less than n, but 1 by log n greater than 1 by n. Here also we have two series, summation 1 by log n and summation 1 by n. First I check summation 1 by n is convergent or not. Which test I used here? P series test. By P series test, summation 1 by n is divergent. Why? In summation 1 by n, what is the value of P here? 1. For P equals to 1, the series is divergent. So, summation 1 by n is also divergent. Summation 1 by is divergent series. But 1 by log n is greater than the summation 1 by n, larger series than 1 by n. If small series is convergent, then divergent, then automatically greater series also divergent. So, by comparison test, what we write here? Summation 1 by log n is also divergent. In these two problems, we used two tests, P series test and comparison test. Okay, clear? See, first, geometric series. A series of the form summation n equals to 0 to into a power r, a into r power n is called geometric series. Here the n value should be from 0 to infinity. If r less than 1, what we write here? The series is convergent. If r greater than 1, what we write? The series is divergent. Next. See, next. Comparison test. Here we take two series. If an and bn, summation an and summation bn. Summation an is convergent and greater than bn. Then automatically bn also convergent. And summation an and summation bn. Here an is divergent and less than bn. Then automatically greater series also divergent. This is the comparison test. Next, P series test. The series of the form summation n equals to 1 to infinity 1 by n power p. Where Now we check the value of p. If p greater than 1, the series is convergent. If p less than or equal to n 1, the series is divergent. These are the examples. Here we take value of cos square n and divide with n square. After dividing n square, we get two series. First I check the 1 by n square is convergent or not. We find the sigma summation n square is convergent. Then if larger series convergent, then automatically small series also convergent by comparison test. Similarly here we take log n less than 1 and then place 1 by log n greater than 1 by n. We check 1 by n is convergent or not. We found 1 by n is divergent. Then if 1 by n is smaller than 1 by log n, so automatically the larger series 1 by log n also divergent. Here also we use two tests, p-test and comparison test. Here we discussed 3 types of tests. One is geometric series, second test is comparison test, third is p-series test. And we have some more methods to find the given series is convergent or not. We will discuss in next video. Okay.